What's up everyone, Cosmic Contender here for another video talking about Godot control nodes. This one is the progress bar and the texture progress bar. Right here what I have selected right now is the texture progress bar, and the one above it is just the regular progress bar. When the progress bar goes down, the texture of the progress just shrinks. But as you see with the texture progress, instead of it shrinking, it just cuts off the texture where that value currently is. So those are some key differences between the texture progress bar and the regular progress bar. I'm going to show you how you can use this in your own games. The asset pack I will be using is from Kenny, and it is the UI pack Sci-Fi. Download this and export it to your project to follow along. We will start off by creating a progress bar node, and then go to the 2D scene, save it. Let's call this node, I'm just going to call it test progress. I think I spelled progress wrong, not progress, progress. All right, save that. And we'll also add the texture node into it. We'll move that one a little bit further down from the rest. We'll save, and then we can go to the vectors, go to blue, and we want this bar round gloss large. We'll add it to our texture progress, which we can't. The way to add a texture is to go to our styles, and we want to override the fill with a style box texture. Go into the style box texture. Now you can add the texture to your text progress bar. Now let's set the value to 100. And as you see, if we center it and we zoom in, it's not very big. So we can make this bigger. And one thing you also see is the percentage. I'm going to remove it for the sake of this tutorial. So that's the text progress bar. And now as the value goes down, the texture just shrinks. And that gives a key difference from the regular progress bar and the texture progress bar. So now we can drag the textures into the texture progress bar, and we want to add this to the texture progress. All right, now go to our texture progress and let's set the value to 100. And we see that there. And one thing we can also do is go to our extra and go bar shadow round large and drag it in and add it to our under. We don't have any over, but an over would be an overlay of the progress bar. So maybe like a little thing with little tick marks to kind of show a fourth, a half, a third, or no, 3/4, and a whole. So that's one way you could use that overlay way. But as you see, as we go down on this, it cuts off the texture immediately rather than shrinking it based on the value that it's at. So that's the difference between these texture progress bars and progress bar. Now I'm going to show you how we can manipulate these values using code, and we're going to add some buttons into our scene. We're going to have a button 1 and button 2. We're going to call this add. We're going to call this subtract. Okay. Now we need to add a script to our test progress. Save that and go to our add button, go to node, hit pressed, and this will connect a signal, and go to subtract button, hit pressed, connect that signal as well. And on these, we're going to access the value from the progress bar, which both the texture progress and the progress bar have, but we're just going to manipulate the progress bar in this example. But we will just do value, and this is on add, so plus equals 1, and we can copy this code, and on our subtract, we can do value plus equals minus 1. All right, let's go and see where our buttons are. They're right over here. Let's grab them and move them over to the side a bit. Okay, this is the subtract, so we can put the minus in here. And on the add, we can put the plus. Oh, that's equals plus. All right, now we can run our current scene. Select current and run, and as we hit minus, the texture will shrink, and if we hit plus, the texture will grow. So that's one way we can manipulate, but this can be done in so many ways. We could have a character that gets hit, and we can send a signal to let the UI know that the health of our character has gone down, and we would manipulate this value to make it go lower. This is a quick introduction to how we use progress bars in Godot. If you have any more questions or want me to elaborate more on a part 2, I'd be happy. There's plenty of more ways we can use texture progress bars. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.